Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to do a beginning sewing project. Super easy. We're going to make these adorable stuffed bunnies, and you just need a few things, and this is a great way to get started in sewing. And this is a perfect sewing activity for a child. You're going to need a bunny pattern, and this bunny pattern I do have on my blog, which is www.riggskreekfarmhouse.net. An iron, twine, stuffing you're gonna need, a thread, scissors, and you're gonna need some push pins. I like the ones with the head, and those are perfect for beginners. You're gonna need pinking shears and a tape measure just to make sure you have proper measurements, and regular scissors, and of course your desired material. I highly recommend working with a little bit heavier material such as a cotton. This is 100% cotton ticking stripe, and that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, first things first, you're going to make sure your material is ironed completely. So make sure you iron it with your iron on the proper setting for the material or the fabric texture. And I am using this blue and white ticking stripe. Like I said, you can use any color, any pattern, any type of material you want, but I just recommend 100% cotton to work with when you're a beginner. Nothing too thin because it's a little trickier to work with thin material. I'm making these bunnies for my nephews, and I'm also making a few to decorate in my home this spring. So you can get as creative as you want. It completely depends on you. And like I said, the bunny pattern you can download if you head over to my blog. I'll also link it down below in the description box as well. So check that out. So once you downloaded the bunny pattern and cut it out on a thick cardstock, go ahead and pin it to your material with your straight pins, and then you're going to cut them out with the pinking shears. I like to use the pinking shears because I don't have to worry about the hem. It gives it that little bit more rustic farmhouse feel. So it's going to have these zigzag prints all around the bunny. You don't have to use pinking shears. You can use regular scissors if you choose, and you can also do it with the hem. It's completely up to you. So that is what I'm doing here, is I'm just pinning it to the material and cutting it out. Also, I want you to know that I have a blog post that is attached to this video that kind of gives you the breakdown of all the cuts, measurements, exactly what you need. So make sure you also check down in the description box below to get that blog post, because sometimes, I don't know about you all, but I like to see things in written form to make clear sense. Sometimes when I see it, it doesn't make clear sense, but then when I read through it and watch it, it's very helpful. So I want you to know that that is down below, so make sure you check that out. Okay, so I remove the pattern from the material and I have it all cut out. And now I'm repinning the two pieces of material together because I'm gonna get ready to sew it. I am gonna leave about a 1 inch to 2 inch opening because that's where I'm going to actually put the stuffing in, and then I'm gonna hand stitch it. Okay, so now we are going to sew it, and you can also hand stitch this whole stuffed bunny, but I'm using my Singer sewing machine. This is a very inexpensive machine. I literally picked it up years ago at Walmart for around $100. And there are several tutorials online that you can find how to thread your bobbin and thread your thread. So check those out or Google search those. But here I am just stitching around the bunny, and you're stitching about 1/4 inch from the outside. And on the bunny pattern, I did have a stitching guide, so you can kind of get an idea of how far in you are actually stitching this. So I'm just going around the ears and around the paws and the foot. And like I said, I'm leaving about a 1 to 2 inch opening so I can actually stuff the bunny with the filling. And it is a little tricky to get around the paws and the ears, but I promise you, with a little patience, you can get it. do make this bunny rabbit, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know. Also, you can tag me on all of my social platforms, which is Riggs Creek Farmhouse. So I'm the @ Riggs Creek Farmhouse, and that's RIGGS Creek Farmhouse. So here I am basically stuffing my bunny. Little tricky to get in the ears and the foot, but with a straight pair of scissors, I can get it in there. I kind of just wedge it in there, and then the scissors help me poke it all the way where my fingers don't fit. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm stuffing it to my desired filling. So I fill it until I like the fluffiness of it. Now we're gonna hand stitch that opening that we left open. I do have a couple straight pins right on that opening just so things don't slide around. So I'm taking my needle and I'm threading it. And I do have some basic stitching techniques that you can try to do over on my blog. So go check that out. And I am knotting the end, and I'm gonna stitch that right up as close as I can to the stitching from my Singer machine. And then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the straight pins, and I'm going to also knot the end of it so it doesn't come loose as well. So the stitch I'm doing is called a running stitch, basically just a straight stitch. It goes down and up, and that is it's a pretty easy stitch to start out with if you're learning how to sew. This is the fun part where you get to decorate your bunny. I'm wrapping twine around its neck. You can do that as well. You can also take a small pom-pom and make a little cute bunny tail by hand stitching it on the back. I think the possibilities are endless, and you can get as creative as you want. And you can gift these bunnies, or you can decorate your farmhouse or homestead this spring. I think they're very adorable, neutral, easy project for beginner sewers. I want you guys to come and subscribe, comment, like, share this video if you love natural, homemade, simple living, just getting back to the basics. Come walk the journey with me. Come visit me here on the farmhouse on the banks of Riggs Creek.